Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to Tree of Tranquility. It is now summer, day 1 of year 2. So we've entered into the summer season, and we have a full calendar ahead of us. And for the most part, it's pretty empty. The 2 festivals of the season are held quite far apart. And apart from that, we just have our flea market and then my birthday at the end of the month here. I've also been told, of course, because it is the first of the month, that we have a new villager that has moved into town, and it's telling us to go to Brownie Ranch to meet this person. So we have a vague idea of where to find them, and we're definitely going to have to go meet them at some point. I think I've put everything in my bag that I need in order to start planting things. So I'll go ahead and get started, and I'm amazed actually. Yesterday I was afraid that I wasn't going to get the opportunity to get one more harvest of things. I was thinking most likely it was going to happen where everything was going to wilt, but that's not the case. It looks like I was fortunate enough and I managed to get a couple more things of breadfruit. Some more of my flax has come in, and the tulips have also come in, so that's fantastic. I think for now I'm still going to probably hold on to the flax. The perfect flax anyways. I think I can probably ship the good quality flax, but I'll probably hold on to the perfect flax until I'm absolutely sure that I do not need it for another rucksack upgrade. So that's perfect. There's still a couple of things that I missed out on. There's obviously 2 rows of flax that I'm not able to get my hands on. I planted them a little bit too late. But all in all, I think it's pretty much served its purpose. I was able to get enough flax off of there to make sure that I'm not going to run out for another rucksack upgrade. The only thing I don't have is shining quality flax. But I've been holding on to a shiny quality flax yarn ever since we did our treasure hunt way back in the day. That was actually one of the prizes in the treasure hunt, and so I've been holding on to that pretty much for dear life. I haven't sold it. I've held on to it all this time, just in case we need it for an upgrade. Because knowing my luck, I would have everything I needed except for, perfect quality flax, yarn. I wouldn't have it, and that would be the only thing, holding me back. It's also probably a good idea for me to pick up some more fertilizer. Some of this soil looks like it's starting to have the quality from the fertilizer wear off. It does only last, I think, like 3 seasons. So it's probably about time that I went and bought a little bit more and just fixed up the field too while I'm at it. So one of the things I'm probably going to do is I'm going to plant some corn and tomatoes over on this side. Similar to how I had it set up last season, I'll have the replenishing crops over here. So we'll do the corn and the tomatoes, and then I'll have a spot for herbs and flowers. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start with the herbs and the flowers since I have those in my bag. I'm going to do 1 row of a few different types here, and then I'll go up to Ruth's and I will buy some crops. I bought a lot from Taylor, so I have a lot of things that I've been saving up for this season, so hopefully I'll be able to get it all planted. It should be a pretty busy season. There shouldn't be any chances where the field is going to be empty. I still have to shear my sheep. I forgot to put my shears in my bag. But I can milk my cow, I think. So get that done. Make sure to check on my little silkworms so that they're not forgotten about. I always love the first day of a new season because it's just so productive. I do so much, and I have this big fat stamina bar, but a lot of the time it seems like I never do enough in a day to actually use the stamina, so it kind of feels like it goes to waste, but it never does at the start of a season. I'm always keeping busy. Got a couple of nice eggs to pick up. Give our silkworms some love. Give them some food. I wonder why they can't go outside. Maybe they don't like the heat, or maybe it's just because they can't crawl outside the door. But if that's the case, I mean, I'd be more than happy to manually pick them up and to carry them outside. Maybe they'd get squished underneath the hooves and the talons of the other animals. I don't know. I know absolutely nothing about silkworms. It's not my area of expertise. So I've got 4 slots currently. I think what I'll do is I'll just take a quick trip into my house and dump off a few things to make some room. Because I am going to need space for seeds and fertilizer and whatnot. So I can probably dump off the brush, I'll put the shears in, I'll put the milker in since I'm done with that. I will store my flax. And some of the seeds I'm not using. I am going to use onion seeds. I've planted some blue herbs, some sunflowers, and some begonias already. I'll probably store the lily seeds for now until some of the other flowers come in. And I don't think I need anything else. I think that's about all I actually need on me at the moment. I'll store this milk. And I don't have any more room in my fridge. Otherwise, I would go ahead and store the gift items that I have for some of the bachelors. Although, you know, since I picked up that marmalade, and I think marmalade is a much better gift for Chase, I can probably just dump this breadfruit off now and sell it. And get that out of my hair. I think I have quite a bit of breadfruit put away inside my house for cooking, so I'll go ahead and ship those. Then that way I get a bit of extra money. I'll get them out of my rucksack. Let's check out the orchard here. It looks like this season we are going to get oranges, which is perfect because I can actually use oranges to make more marmalade for Chase. And I think oranges are used for a couple of other different recipes as well, so I'm not sure if we're going to be getting anything else off of any of these other trees, but it looks like oranges at the very least. We'll be getting a couple of those throughout summer, which is great. Since I don't have any gifts on me, I'm not going to bother stopping in and talking to any of the bachelors today. This is purely business. We are on a pure business day today. So I'll straight mosey my way over to Souffle Farm. And from Ruth, I am going to buy 2 bags of corn seeds, since they replenish themselves, 2 bags of tomato seeds, since they too replenish themselves, and then the rest is pretty much up to me. I know for sure that I want to have 4 spaces for those, and while I'm here, I'll probably just buy some other stuff that I can grow and sell once. You know, like watermelons take a little bit longer to grow, but they're more profitable. Honeydew is the same. You can see that they're very, very expensive. But it's well worth the wait. It's kind of one of those, well, you grow it, but it'll come back to reward you in the end. I'll buy 4 bags of fertilizer, and I don't know how much room that leaves me. I will buy 2 bags of watermelon, And I will buy, I guess, 1 honeydew. I don't know how much time and space I'm gonna have to grow these, so I'll just stick with 1 row for now. And then the only flowers I don't have from Ruth's list here is the pink cat flower seeds. So I'll pick up some of those as well. Between Ruth and Taylor and all the seeds that I've purchased, I'm pretty sure that's about all that I can grow in the spring season. And if we go through the list here, you can actually see what trees are going to give you what fruits in what season. And so it looks like mostly it's just going to be oranges this season. Fall is going to give us all this other great stuff like apples and grapes and chestnuts. But I have 2 orange trees, so that should keep me busy with oranges off those trees. Back to the farm we go. I imagine my bag is... Actually, I was gonna say, it's not as full as I thought. I thought I only have like 1 or 2 spaces left. So maybe I'll stop by the forest and just see if there's any herbs I can pick up and bring those back to the farm. Since I probably won't be coming back this way today. A couple green ones for me. And hopefully I'll have lots and lots of blue ones after I grow those 3 bags of blue herbs that I had purchased. And now for the real hard work. Laying out the field and watering it all and getting it all sort of put into place. So if we plant 2 rows of tomatoes and 2 rows of corn, that leaves us 2 rows in the middle here to plant a couple of things. The first thing I should do though is I should put down my fertilizer. So I'm going to put it down in areas that look like they're lacking a little bit in quality. So we'll do these areas here, and I think it was this row maybe, or this row that wasn't quite up to par, so we'll put some down here as well, just to use up all 4 bags and get it out of my inventory. We'll go ahead and we will plant our corn and our tomatoes. And I will seriously debate and think about buying that other plot of land from Ellie. The only problem with that is that it's going to be a bit of a long walk for me to go over and to water stuff in that region. But the plus side of that is I can sort of keep things separate, and I can just kind of work on completion more or less, I think is what that would be good for. You know, I want to have a lot of money from growing my crops, but I also want to grow flowers just because flowers are pretty, and you know, I can use it towards completion, and I can use it in recipes and as gifts and all sorts of cool stuff. You know, I have the money and I have the space and I have great tools, so I just think I should try and plant as much as I possibly can. But I don't have a lot of space here, so it might be a good idea for me to buy that other space and to use that as a secondary field just to plant some other things. And of course, if we want to get a reminder of that plot of land I'm speaking about, it's the mountain plot that's all the way over here, and it's very, very spacious. You can see that I could plant just an enormous amount of stuff. I could probably fill this whole thing if I wanted to. It's definitely the biggest piece of land. The only problem, like I said, is that it's going to take a lot to clean this field up, and it's a bit of a walk from my house, so I have to be able to make sure that I have the time to water everything, and it's a little bit out of the way. But it might be worth it. This could also be a space where I could have another orchard. Like I could plant more trees up here, maybe in this top part, and then save the bottom part just for crops. And then that way it doesn't seem as overwhelming with having these 2 huge pieces of land just for crops. But Town Hall, like I said, is closed today on Sunday, so I'm not able to speak to Ellie about purchasing that plot of land. But it should only cost me like $4,500, I think is the standard price for all land ownership, and so that really is not a lot for how much money I could potentially be making off of that plot of land if that's something that I want to do. So I think we have a really good, nice variety of stuff growing right now. We've got some crops, we have some melons, and we have some flowers and some herbs. And so I think that hopefully that all that stuff will start growing in the next couple of days. Obviously the honeydew is going to take a while, but maybe we can start harvesting some stuff early on and making room for us to plant some more stuff. So go back to my storage here, and I will once again sort out my box just for stuff that I will need tomorrow. I like to keep nice and organized here. You can see that's the shining flax yarn I was talking about. It's been sitting in my inventory here forever. I've kept that for a really long time. I still have a couple of spaces down here. I'm going to store my flowers because I am going to be using these for a couple of things sometime soon. I should probably use them and get them out of my inventory. And I don't have space to plant stuff right now, so I'll tuck the rest of those seeds away. I'll keep my axe and my sickle on me just to help with the cleanup of my fields, keeping everything sort of nice and tidy. I'll put my herbs away, and then I guess I will rearrange all my gifts back into my inventory so that I can continue to go out and give some gifts out and keep that ball rolling. So that is kind of what my inventory looks like on a regular basis with all the tools I need and all my gifts and stuff like that. And it still leaves me lots and lots of space for me to pick up some other things. Obviously, if I was to go mining, I would probably just ditch as much stuff as I possibly could to load up my bag with as much possible space as I could, but it's been a very long time since I've been mining, and so I've just kind of chosen to focus on the crops for right now, which has been a lot of fun. I really like being able to grow lots of nice stuff, and having really high quality tools definitely helps with that. So that's it for me, and I'm probably going to come back again in another couple of days. Our first festival is at the end of the week, so that gives me a few days to play and to continue on as we've started off in the summer season. I hope it's going to be a really great and a really fun one. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.